Hi, Paul Slackus, Good News Planet. I'm speaking with John Rosenfeld. Hi, John. How are you?
Excellent. How are you, Paul?
Okay, good. Executive Vice President of Retail Deposits Product for TD Bank. And we're going to talk about putting your money where your value is. Bank offering are cited as providing the biggest bang for your buck when it comes to everyday services. We're going to talk about a survey and learn about why a bank is pretty darn convenient. So what are we talking about here?
Well, so we did a survey, and we actually found that 57% of survey respondents said that they feel the money they pay for banking services provides more value than what they pay for things like their telephone or their television, which was very exciting to us. But it also says we better provide that value. So we then went deeper to find out what's most important to customers in their banking relationship to make sure that we're meeting those expectations.
Okay. What are some of those?
So the number one thing that the survey revealed was easy online banking. So more and more customers are using online banking today, whether it's on their computer or on their phone, to do their everyday activities. Second most important thing was having a debit card and not having to carry cash. Third was having convenient locations of stores and banks. The fourth was convenient ATMs. And then fifth was really having the ability to get free accounts.
What type of transactions can somebody do online?
Oh, geez, there's so much now. You can go out and you can view your account. You can view checks you've deposited or checks you've written. You can transfer money between your accounts. You can pay your credit card or your mortgage, and you can pay all your bills, with free online bill pay.
Okay. Can you deposit money? Is that coming? Or
so
is that,
some
available?
Some banks have introduced this ability to actually scan your check and deposit it through your phone, for example. And it's something we're evaluating, but we want to make sure when we do it right, because it's you don't want to introduce a service before it's ready, because I think you'll discourage customers and then they won't want to try it again.
Okay. How can consumers take better control of their finances?
Well, I think the big secret is, and I hope no one's listening, but it's read your mail. Our survey revealed that 15% of the people we talked to admitted that they don't open their mail from their bank, which means there's a whole bunch of other folks that didn't admit it. And so banks are required by law to communicate changes to their accounts, and the average amount of money required to avoid a monthly fee has increased from $242 to over $500 in the last 2 years. So if you weren't paying a fee before, you may be now, and you wouldn't be aware of it unless you're actually looking at your statements and reading your notifications.
So it's you need to be responsible for your finances once again,
exactly.
Right? Let me ask you a question. This is interesting. How about women and men? Who's say in a family? Who runs the books in most cases?
Well, it's really split, but there are some differences, not so much as to who's doing it, but how they do it. So what we found in our survey was that more men value online banking and ATMs, while women valued having convenient branch locations and longer hours to be able to get to their bank.
You guys are very convenient. I happen to know that. And how many banks do you have? Because I see you all around here. We're in, I'm in New York, and where are the locations for TD banks?
Oh, geez, we have, I think it's 1,800 locations from Maine to Florida, all along the eastern seaboard, and not to mention, a whole bunch of ATMs as well.
So you, over the time, you've originally headquartered in Canada, is that right? And then moved into America? Is that correct?
Yeah. So we're owned by TD Toronto Dominion, which is based out of Canada, and through bank acquisitions over the years, they came down into Maine, New England, and then we merged with Commerce Bank, which brought in Philadelphia, D.C. area, and then down into Florida through some other acquisitions. So over time, we've really expanded, our footprint, if you will. And almost all of those branches are open 7 days a week now, with extended hours into the evening.
Okay. Is Regis in most of those also?
Yeah, he just kind of wanders from store to store.
Let me ask you a question here, because I know you also he has an illustrious career in the banking world and the finance. John does, and you were managing director of online engagement at TD Ameritrade. So, is that also owned by TD, or is there some synergies there that by banking with you, is that owned by them as well?
So TD owns a significant share of TD Ameritrade. With regards to, we're a primary shareholder, but it's not wholly owned. But there are absolutely some synergies. So if you come into one of our stores, we can refer you to a TD Ameritrade, representative who can help you set up a brokerage account. And not only that, if you ever travel to Canada, for example, you can use all of our ATMs in Canada. You can set up Canadian accounts. We have a lot of customers that like to go from Canada to Florida and back, etc. So if you travel a lot, you might find a bank like ours that much more convenient.
How about wealth management with the bank? I mean, banks have taken on also different responsibilities with a client. How does TD go about something like that?
So we have a number of ways of doing that. Again, if you're in the U.S., I think probably the first thing we would do is refer you to TD Ameritrade, who can offer everything from discount brokerage services where you just basically trade yourself and do your own research to guided portfolios or actual advisors who will actually help manage your money, depending on what you want.
Okay, so the survey gave you some good information.
Absolutely. I think it'll help guide where we spend our time and focus to enhance our services. Okay.
What does someone do? Last question. If they're not happy with their bank, what's in a problem? I mean, is it easy to switch a bank?
It is. If you come into one of our stores, we can actually switch you over in about 20 minutes, and you'll walk out with a brand new debit card with your name on it. We're one of the few banks that actually issues debit cards in the stores, which is great when you open an account, but even more convenient if you ever lose your wallet, for example, because you don't have to wait 4 or 5 days for a new debit card in the mail. So it's very easy to switch over. You can get information by either coming into one of our stores, and again, we're open 7 days a week, or you can always go to tdbank.com, and you can get plenty of information out there, answer a few questions. We'll tell you what the best account is for you, and then you can actually click on a link and compare what we offer to what the competition offers, and evaluate and make your own decision.
Okay, and bring in all your change when you're coming to the bank, right, John?
Yeah, we still have free coin counting.
Last question. What's good news for you?
Good news is TD Bank is open and waiting to meet you.